Central Michigan still only 2 points, more than 6 minutes into the game. Here's Morrison from 3, off to the right, and Hudson, the point guard, skies for the rebound.
Franny Frazier not in the game, Destiny Washington in now, but we even see it out of Destiny Washington. That rebound looks like it was all Central Michigan. She came flying in there, almost had a hand on it.
Aaliyah Swery gets into the middle of the lane for 2. Swery normally a 3-point shooter, but Central Michigan will take anything they can get at this point. 13-4. Ball State comes out on all cylinders, in large part to Mariah Monaco, who has 9 points.
Swery, a great shooter, you noted. Hasn't gone through one of her best stretches yet. 3 of 16 from the field in her last 3 games.
Renee Bennett, another one, and that's too easy for the 6'5 center. Central Michigan got confused on the defensive end.
Talked about size advantage going to Central Michigan's way, but Renee Bennett, she's 6'5", she no matter what is still the tallest player on the court.
Aaliyah Swery on the second chance opportunity. Pump fake drive, and it's blocked by Destiny Washington. A run out for Ball State. Simon to Destiny Washington, and blocked from behind, but they will get Raina Frost for a foul.
You see there, great block. And talking about those hustle plays, that's one of them right there that we talked about, Coach Shally noting earlier. You get it from Franny Frazier, you get it from Destiny Washington. Kaylin Jose not in the lineup, but it doesn't look like that's a problem right now for Ball State.
Kaylin Jose not being in the lineup, the biggest area that affects is on the defensive end, but Ball State holding one of the most prolific offenses in the Mid-American Conference to only 4 points, nearly 8 minutes into the game. As we see Franny Frazier and Carmen Grande check back in for the Cardinals.
I was going to say Central Michigan, they play very fast and up-tempo. And Ball State, it seems like their game plan is to try to one-up them, and they're trying to play faster than them, and it seems to be working. It's risky to do because you're talking about Carmen Grande, who last game had 8 turnovers, but at the same time, it's working for Ball State right now. Don't be surprised if they keep it up the rest of the way.
Carmen Grande right now very efficient, 0 turnovers and 4 assists so far in the first quarter. Here's Moore going to work on Washington.
Yeah, that right there, that is the size advantage. She just took a few steps, got down low. All of a sudden, she was a couple feet from the lane, just flick of the wrist, and it's in.
She has those long legs that seems like the strides just get her right down the lane, only in about 2 steps. Morrison drives, middle of the lane, and a charge on Jill Morrison. Morrison more of a 3-point shooter, that time trying to put the ball on the deck.
So Morrison just driving to the lane. And there it was, Cassie Breen just sets her feet.
Almost looked like she was in the restricted area, but the officials rule a charging foul on Morrison. Say Breen was set. Hudson has been held quiet in this game. She controls and gives down to Moore. Moore, the hook shot. Central Michigan still unable to crack that scoring seal and get a few consistent possessions. The Euro step from Grande blocked by Moore.
A pretty move there by Carmen Grande, but Moore's size just was shown there, the 6'3" junior. And that's what looks like Central Michigan's been going towards a lot in these last few possessions, is taking advantage of that size and getting it down to Tanara Moore, who has just been backing into the lane.
Mariah Monaco 3 points away from 1,000 in her career, already 11 points in this first quarter, showing you she can do it not only from the 3-point line. Moore catches elbow, a traveling violation on Moore. Central Michigan not able to put possessions together. They are 3 of 14 from the field tonight and not doing themselves any favors in the turnover department either.
Yeah, Moore realized that right when the referee blew his whistle that she had established multiple pivot steps. But at the same time, very great first quarter here by Ball State. Up 9 points right now, and it seems to be swift for them.
There's a foul on Presley Hudson. And anytime you get one of these 2 guards with any personal fouls, the coach has to feel a little anxious. Presley Hudson and Carmen Grande, by far the most influential players on each of their teams with how this offense runs.
And how about the fact that both of them are sophomores? These are going to be a fun duo to watch in the next couple years, even after this season.
The sophomore point guards really in the Mid-American Conference overall. Stephanie Reed over in Buffalo in the MAC East Division is third in the nation in assists, just ahead of Carmen Grande within the MAC Conference. Deja Wimby from Western Michigan is in the MAC West Division as well, and she is playing tremendous, having a breakout sophomore year. The officials are checking something at the scorer's table. It was a kick on Central Michigan. And now John Whitson is calling Tanara Moore back over to the bench.
We talked about it earlier, though. Yeah, the guard matchup is just one of many matchups on the court that's going to be interesting to watch, because remember last time, Presley Hudson 43 points against Carmen Grande. And now we know Grande, she's not going to take that and just be okay with that going into the next time these two square off. And we've seen that early on. These players have gotten a little bit chippy with each other to start off.
Frazier left open in the corner, and the kindly roll. Amani Corley controls for Central Michigan to Breen. Three-pointer is no good, and over the back call on Raina Frost down low.
Shots just are simply not falling for Central Michigan. They really are getting good looks here. Not so much in the first quarter, but or in the beginning of the first quarter, but as this has gone on, they've gotten a lot of good looks from Breen and Moore, and especially Presley Hudson. They just haven't been able to fall.
That is 5 team fouls now on Central Michigan, which will send Renee Bennett, the 6'5" center for Ball State, to the free throw line. And she gets her first to fall. Renee Bennett became a member of the 1,000 point club earlier this season. And in the last meeting between Central Michigan, she had 22 points on 10 of 13 from the field.
How about the fact that Coach Sally here probably in this game is going to have 3 players on the court in the 1,000 point club. That just shows that how well these players have played with each other, and it's going to be sad to see them leave after it's all said and done.
Renee Bennett and Jill Morrison, both seniors on this team. Mariah Monaco, only a junior though, possibly going to get to that feat today. Only 3 points away. Frost in some trouble down low, throws it away to Grande. Corley almost steals it away in transition. 3 seconds on the clock. Grande pulls up for 3, and that's how the quarter will end. Ball State thought they were possibly getting out of this match early tonight, and in preparation and getting extra rest for Northern Illinois, one of the best teams in the Mid-American Conference, coming in tomorrow, but instead, Western Michigan has responded. Kennedy to Van Beek in the middle. Van Beek was quiet in set 3. Now the set to Magnapura. Nice rally between these two teams. Schnell in the back to Schreiner. 2-0 Western Michigan to start off set 4.
The play of Ball State since set 2 into 3 and now into set 4 has been completely different than what we saw in the first 2. They were aggressive at the net. Now they're much more laid back. There's nobody being physical there. A lot of attacks from Ball State is coming off the back foot, just sending free balls over to Western Michigan. The Broncos making the Cardinals pay for it.
It seems as though Ball State not getting anything easy. Sydney Van Beek records her career high 11th kill. She just set a career high last match against Eastern Michigan, rather Akron, with 10 in a 3-set victory. This time had the opportunity to have 4 sets and now has 11 on the night. Schnell, powerful attack, dug up by Schreiner. In the middle to LeMay. A free ball back over from Ball State. Murphy to LeMay, a tip, pancake dig, although the head judge rules otherwise.
A good rally.
Look.
A good rally back and forth. Western Michigan has gone with the powerful attack at the net. That time just a tap over in between the front line and the back line of the Ball State defense.
On that look, very close. Brooklyn Goodsell almost getting the hand down. 3-2. Western Michigan leads by 1 in set number 4. A little more confidence in Ball State as Western Michigan got out to a very early lead in set 3, which propelled them to a 25-12 victory. 4-2 Broncos after that kill. Kate Avila, the intricate part of the defense for Ball State, not able to dig it up. With Bailey Schnell, the 2014 high school Under Armour All-American honorable mention. Sabrina Magnapura gets in on the action to cut Ball State's deficit to 1.
And when Ball State's struggling like they are right now, Kennedy elects to go over to her veteran leader, and Sabrina Magnapura goes cross-court, gets the kill.
Magnapura has been there, done that before. Goodsell, a free ball over. LeMay, powerful attack, dug up by Kennedy. Another try for LeMay, this one blocked by DeVoe. And Kitchell.
Just what Ball State needed right now was a big play on the defensive side. It's been since set 2, since they really had this type of momentum going. Ball State gets the block.
We've talked about the young players and the past 2 points to tie set number 4 up at 4 is the veterans, Mackenzie Kitchell and Sabrina Magnapura. Goodsell, the sophomore, leading attacker on this Cardinals team, gives Ball State their first lead in a while. 5-4 with Hannah Smith, the freshman, serving. Not a powerful enough tip to get over the net. Ball State sneaking up on the Broncos with a 4-0 run.
And I understand why LeMay tried to switch it up there a little bit and go with the finesse attack, because Western Michigan has been all powerful attacks as of late, but that's been what's working.
Schnell is long as Ball State a 3-point lead. Hannah Smith, the most reliable server on this Cardinals team, back. 97% serving percentage. That is tops on the team. Into the net, Ball State, 6-0 run.
A big run right now for the Cardinals, and this is a chance with a 2-1 set lead to take the match in 4 sets. Ball State has to keep running with it.
Not giving way to Western Michigan like they did in set 3. Hannah Smith, we just mentioned the serving percentage. The broadcaster's curse is on her as she has a service too long. 8-5, Ball State still leads by 3. LeMay, trade service errors.
And that's something this late in the season where you can't have too many of those. Your offense, your defense, every aspect of the game needs to be shored up heading in to the conference tournament. We've seen it back and forth from both teams tonight.
One more point for Ball State may trigger a timeout from Coach Munson on Western Michigan's side. A block at the net from Van Beek and Goodsell. No timeout from Western Michigan as Ball State 8-1 run. DeVoe, the middle blocker, back serving for Ball State. Schnell with the tip, picked up by Ball State. Kennedy to Van Beek. She continues her powerful night. Now a timeout triggered by Western Michigan. 12-5, Ball State, the early 7-point lead in set number 4.